Starting with the budget was to give 15 minutes for latecomers, and we're an hour and 10 into it. I want to know what the purpose of your visit was to the police department.
Well, first of all, it was in line with what I've done before. I ride with the police with my wife and daughter out of town. Typically on Friday night, I'll ride with the police. I do roll calls at 5:30 a.m. or p.m. I typically go for p.m. and ride. I've gone with there and cooked hot dogs. There's nothing else like that. I mean, it's not unusual for me to be at the police station. Secondly, in this case, I took over for the 5 p.m. roll call a couple of days earlier, the anonymous letter that everybody was looking for. I don't know.
Everybody who?
It was quoted in the press. I got a copy of the anonymous letter that was sent. I don't know where it essentially went first, but it's the one that started the yada yada. I've got it in here if you want to see the first part of it. I'll warn you, it's vile.
It's not vile. It actually addresses a number of concerns about the police department. You ought to pass a copy out for everybody to read and they can make their own opinion about it.
Well, if you want to, leave on the pad I have your email address. On Rader at Large, I offered to email it to anyone who asked. One person asked. So if you want it, put your name on there and I'll email it to you.
What is it that leads you to believe that letter somehow initiated the investigation? My understanding is that the investigation was initiated when citizens and members of the media went to the police station, retrieved public records, reviewed them, and reported on what was contained in them. And I don't recall that letter in any way playing a role. That seems to be a bit of a red herring. Is that not the case?
It was the first documentation that anyone saw about what was going on. The rest was just verbal allegations.
All right, I'll ask you about a document. There was a deposit slip for in excess of $300 deposited into the Cops for Kids account in May of 2008. That deposit slip stated loose change from evidence room and had the word chief written on it. Now, Mr. Rader, when did you first see that deposit slip?
Never.
You've never seen it?
Correct.
You're telling us here in this room that you've never seen that deposit slip.
I'm not going to repeat myself. No means no.
All right. So the town board has never looked at that deposit slip.
I didn't say that.
Well, you're on the town board.
Right. I said I have never seen the deposit slip. I don't know what others have done.
So have you heard? When did you first hear about the deposit slip?
I don't know. What's the point of the deposit slip?
No, I'm asking the question. When did you first hear about the deposit slip?
Well, I'm asking a question too. It goes two ways. I'm not going to get into what's under investigation, but I have not seen the deposit slip.
Why not?
It's under investigation by professional investigators.
Right.
So is the police department that you went to the police department?
Right. I happen to have what's called one of these.
All right.
But that's fine, but what was your purpose at that specific moment in time and what did you discuss with the police officers?
Well, I told them what we learned in 8th grade. No one has been accused of anything. If you're not on town time, town uniform, town equipment, you can say what you want to say just the way you're saying it here. You don't have to say or not say. But if you're on town time, town equipment.
All right. Why did you consider it your role as a commissioner who's not supposed to be involved in personnel issues to be advising police officers when they have a chain of command in the police department as to what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do, particularly when it had already been published at that time that the chief himself, the interim chief, had cautioned those officers not to comment about what was going on?
Because I'm a commissioner. Morale happened to be pretty DAMN low.
But that's not your responsibility.
Well, I see it as it is. We can
But
say
that's
that.
not your
responsibility.
Let me ask you a question. Did I have a right
No.
to go there?
You had no right to step into that investigation.
Why?
That doesn't give you a right to step into.
Because you're interfering with that doesn't give you a right to interfere with the personnel management of the police department.
How would I interfere by going to roll call and offering?
All right, now you made a statement. I want to ask a couple more questions. You made a statement that you've never seen that deposit slip, correct?
I'm not repeating myself.
All right. On August town board meeting, a number of people marched and demanded that action be taken against the police chief, and you spoke to the media after that, didn't you?
TV camera count.
All right, and in fact, you told the TV cameras that that there was an investigation going on, and that nobody had been charged, and you didn't see why we couldn't understand that, and that somebody with an 8th grade education could understand that you couldn't do anything because nobody had been charged, right?
No, I didn't say that. What I said is, until you're charged with something, you're not guilty of anything, and once you're charged with something, you're still innocent, period.
All right, that takes me
That's
back
a-
to Mr. Rossler's question then. What is your standard for firing a police chief? Does he have to be charged with a criminal offense before you would have him to be fired?
I'm an elected official, I have no standards.
What?
You don't instruct your town manager about the policies you want in place in the town as to what is a fireable offense and what is not?
Correct.
Whoa.
But you told the public that your position is that he hasn't been charged and therefore he should keep his job. Do you think he should still be in that position?
Not going there, it's under investigation now.
Is it?
Why has he been fired?
I have no clue.
You haven't taken the time to ask?
Correct.
Okay, how many conversations, either by telephone, email, or in person, have you had with Chief Crone since July 4th of 2008?
Probably, was July 4th? Probably none. I spoke with Chief Crone, I have to look, well, it's not even calendar then, none.
Okay.